Thank you, Unity Band. Going out of my head over you. Well, good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing. So happy to be with you this morning. I'm Reverend Sharon, and welcome to those of you that are joining us online up in Canada as well across the U.S., and even some other foreign countries are joining us, so that's always wonderful. We appreciate you joining us today. If you're with us for the first time, I hope you received your popcorn, which I saw you got your popcorn. Coffee bar is open, snack bar is open, so please help yourself and make yourself comfortable today. We are an incredible prayer ministry, so whatever's going on in your life, be it a celebration or a concern, our prayer box is over there. It's just first names, and you check a category, so it's not about getting into details. It's held in confidence. Our prayer team prays with you for 30 days, and we forward it to Silent Unity for an additional 30 days of prayer. Now, at this point in the service, I usually go into our mission and vision statement. But on Friday, the Pentagon made an announcement. It's called the Pentagon List, and those are the recognized religions in the United States that they service our armed forces with for the chaplain program. And they took the list of over 200 names of faith communities and have narrowed it down to 31. Unity is not one of them. We are now considered no religion or other religion. So Unity did come out with a statement. So I wanted you to know where we stand on this because it so reflects our Unity philosophy and theology. At Unity, we affirm the inherent dignity, worth, and spiritual identity of every person. We recognize that humanity expresses its relationship with the divine through many paths, traditions, and sincere convictions. We are aware of recent changes to the U.S. Department of Defense's religious classification system, which significantly reduces the number of recognized faith identifiers. While administrative systems may change, Unity holds that no list can define or limit the universal presence of God, nor the authentic spiritual lives of individuals. We believe that honoring religious and spiritual diversity strengthens our shared humanity. The ability for individuals to see their faith tradition acknowledged supports belonging, spiritual well-being, and free exercise of religion. Our teachings remind us there is only one presence and one power, active in all people and all faiths. Truth is not confined to any single tradition, but is revealed in diverse ways across humanity. Spiritual care is most meaningful when it honors the unique beliefs and lived experiences of each individual. We join with others across faith traditions in affirming the importance of religious inclusion, compassionate care, and the freedom of every person to name and live their faith authentically. We hold in prayer all who serve and all who support them, that they may experience belonging, respect, and access to the spiritual support that nourishes their lives. In all things, Unity remains committed to being a voice for inclusivity, understanding, and love in action. So that's where we stand as a movement. Yes. And getting that off my chest for the morning. One of the things that we do every Sunday is to acknowledge all these different faiths. So let us affirm together, knowing that there's one light but many lamps. The enlightenment of the Buddha shines within us. The compassion of the Christ moves through us. The power of Jehovah strengthens and guards us. The presence of Allah surrounds and guides us. Wherever we are, the Tao is, and all is God. With that, we're going to sing Unity. And Mr. Greg is performing this afternoon over at Riverwalk Theater, as he did last night, this weekend, in Seussical, the musical. So Austin stepped in here. Deb can come up anytime you like to help, too, on this. Okay.
Spoken word.
Yeah, a great time to pray for our neighbors with whom we share this beautiful blue planet. School's out for the summer. Lunch Bunch found out when they hit Harry's place, and it was loaded with teachers hooping and hollering. Oh my goodness. It was 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and T-shirts that said, "Parents are yours now." So we bless our teachers and all they do for our kids, and yeah, they're special, special people. I'm assuming that's why Justin's off today. He's recovering from end of school. Yeah. And also celebrating all our graduates, whether it's the kindergarten graduation, 8th grade graduation, 9th grade, high school graduation, college graduations. Just remember what it was like when we took those next steps, and it's such a big marker when we do that. Also, I wanted to celebrate the rescue of those 5 men that were stuck in the cave in Laos. What a tremendous effort. People from all over the world, these people come in to do cave rescues. I mean, it's just an amazing effort. And what a great expression of humanity that we reach out to help each other. The other one, there's a wonderful story in Michigan this week. A car had an accident, hit a deer and its fawn, but they found another fawn by the side of the road. And this Michigan State trooper rescued it. He's feeding it, and he got it to a rescue center. So to our men in blue, yay. And also this week, if you feel a lot of excitement in the air, the World Cup hits North America. We're not having a Unity convention this year because Kansas City is booked up for the World Cup for all the soccer stuff coming in. There's no hotels available. So it just seems like a real day for celebration. I know there's a lot of other things going on in the world. There are wars, there are famines, there are disasters, and it's just all part of our human experience. So let's just take a deep breath, close our eyes, open our hearts, and embrace the full spectrum, those giant steps of graduation, those years that mark completion, another year of teaching, another year of learning, the great joy of competition in sports among the many nations, the great fervor and friendliness, that humanity reaching out to each other and to the other creatures with whom we share this planet. We affirm this presence of peace and harmony and love and compassion that is evident in all things if we have that time to look deep enough. And we support that courage, that vision, that connectiveness, celebrating our oneness in all its many and diverse expressions. And so it is. Amen. And speaking of many diverse expressions, it is Pride Month, and we have a booth coming up at Pride in Old Town at the end of the month. So if anybody would like to help out, we got a little sign-up sheet we'll pass around here. I'll give it to Donette. And it's a Saturday afternoon. If you'd like to spend a couple hours in the booth and let people know about Unity, we'd love to have you. It's kind of a fun day. Oh, fun. Fun. And we're handing out lollipops with little Unity affirmations on them, with a little bit of sweetness there. So, okay. Youth. We have Cynthia this morning. You know what? And it's birthday Sunday, so why don't we go right to the birthday songs? Huh? And anybody else have June birthdays? Come on up. Denise Coella is her birthday. Oh, yay!
I'm just saying.
Would you like a card? Okay, take her away.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, you're wonderful. Happy birthday to you. Woo! And many more, as they say, many more.
She's building her life one step at a time.
Ah, how appropriate. How appropriate for a 2-year-old. Wonderful. Okay, a little discussion at the table. What's the one thing in life that you thought would never change? Maybe it's technology, your hair, your knees, your retirement plan, the price of eggs. I know, I thought my upper torso would never drop. It's true. It's true. So, share what you thought would never change.
I wasn't prepared to lose my hair.
You what?
I wasn't prepared to lose my hair.
Oh.
It's going. It's slow, but it's going.
Well, you know, technology, one of the things I thought about, and this is before your time, when you went through a car wash, which were relatively new back then, you had to lower your antenna. And you had to do it manually.
Yes, I do remember this.
And then when we were driving, because it was for GPS, we would drive in caravans. So on your antenna, you tied a ribbon, and other cars would see that 3 cars have this ribbon, don't cut between them because they're driving in a caravan.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's really clever.
But then they took the antennas off. I mean, this was what you did, you know.
Yeah.
You never thought.
Wow, that's cool.
Or phone booths. Who thought phone booths would go
my
away?
gosh, yeah.
You can't find one now. Everybody's got cells.
They're gone.
Yeah, yeah. So there's just so many things that you think, this is it. This is the way it's going to be.
Yeah. It's strange. Things are changing every day, and it's like.
And it's so fast. Yeah.
But I will say that, like, there has been a lot of like progress made that it felt like it wasn't gonna be made, but there's still a very long way to go. But like, gay marriage happened.
Oh, yeah.
Back in like 2014, was it?
Could have been.
and-
Because we had it in Canada before then.
Yeah, Canada does everything first because they get it.
We try. We try. Okay, so should we go some love here?
Let's do some love. Can I take my shoes off?
Sure. Love, growing love, we're forever growing love.
See that we can sow with our caring it'll grow. We are family, we are friends, and our feeling never ends. Together we're forever growing love. Seek the sunshine, we bless the rain. Through the storms, we know the sun will shine again. We have got light in our hearts. We're growing up and blooming from the start. Growing love, we're forever growing love. With our caring, it will grow. We are family, friends, we are friends, and the feeling never ends. Together we're forever growing love. We imagine a world at peace, and we know someday the dreams will be released. All we ask is the people care. Sing this song for people everywhere. Growing love, we're forever growing love. It's a seed that we can sow. With our caring, it'll grow. We are family, we are friends, and the feeling never ends. Together we're forever growing love. Together we're forever growing love. Together we're forever growing love.
Yeah. Good morning. My name is Winalee Zeeb. I get to serve for your platform assistant today. Our daily word is prayer. Inspired by Paul's letter to the Ephesians. I'll say that again. Ephesians. Pray in the Spirit at all times in every prayer and supplication. Just as our body needs water to stay healthy, our soul draws strength from living water, the ever-flowing presence of Spirit within us. As we drink from this well, we are refreshed and ready to meet each moment prayerfully. Fortified by divine love, prayer flows naturally. When challenges or opportunities, we turn inward. When we start or complete a task, we pause to express gratitude. When we meet someone in need or are helped by another, we hold them in our thoughts of light and love. Whether we pray aloud or pray silently, the prayerful energy arises within us as a blessing. We open ourselves to Spirit's presence and our prayer practice deepens. Prayer flows as naturally as breath itself, an inspired rhythm of life sustained by living water that never runs dry. Let us affirm together. Prayer flows throughout my life. June is recognized as Pride Month, a time to celebrate the history, achievements, and resilience of the LGBTQ+ community while continuing the work toward equality and inclusion. It's also an opportunity to reflect on the importance of love in all its forms. This message connects naturally with Loving Day. Every day, isn't it? Loving Day, observed on June 12th, which commemorates the landmark 1967 Supreme Court decision in Loving versus Virginia. Wow, you amaze me, Sharon, Reverend Sharon. The ruling struck down laws banning interracial marriage and affirmed the fundamental right to marry the person you love. Yeah. Together, Pride Month and Loving Day remind us that progress is built on courage, acceptance, and the belief that all people deserve dignity and equal rights. Both observances celebrate the power of love to overcome barriers and inspire a more inclusive society where everyone can live authentically and love freely. Yes. As we honor these milestones, we are reminded of a timeless truth echoed in a beloved song. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Yeah. It remains one thing of which there can never be too much or too little of. Thank you. And I have the great pleasure now Test. Everything is sacred. Everything is filled with the divine. Everything is alive. sacred. Everyone is filled with the divine. Everyone is alive with spirit. Everything is sacred. Everything is filled with the divine. Everything is alive with spirit. With spirit. Everything is a wonder. Unfolding right before our eyes. Everything is alive with spirit.
Oh, isn't that the truth? Everything is alive with spirit. Well, last week I left you with a spiritual practice to see if you could go through the week without responding to the question, how are you, by saying, I'm fine. If you don't know what fine means, after it's fouled up, okay, insecure, neurotic, and either emotional or egocentric, depending. So in other words, it's when we don't want to feel our feelings, just go, I'm fine, and get rid of it. You know, as I get older, I kind of change my vision on things. Noah's Ark, I used to wonder why he didn't go fishing when he was out there. But then I realized he was surrounded by so much drama. Who wants more drama of, pulling in the big one, right? And that's like life is. Like all of a sudden, we think we got it down. I remember turning 40, thinking I'm an adult. I know all the answers now. And then life happens. Just when you think you got it figured out, things change. Things shift on us. As you get older, your kids move away. You get a call from a doctor with a diagnosis. Your jobs might change. Company restructures. Ministry might evolve, change the way that we do things. 10 years ago, we probably wouldn't have envisioned ourselves meeting at tables as opposed to sitting in pews. Life changes. Our building plans, all those plans that we have for how we're going to build our life, sometimes look more like suggestions or just wistful thinking. And change isn't an interruption of our life. Change actually is our life. This is what living, this is what being alive means, that we are going to experience change. I have tried to get it to go a different way. It doesn't work. Anybody been successful with keeping things from changing, let me know, and we'll have a talk after service. We could market this and make a mint. Just before this morning, when I was checking my emails, I got this little artwork from Brian Andreas that says, change takes time, I said. And she laughed. She goes, time takes time. Change only takes changing. But it can take time to get the hang of that. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? I love it when the universe is kind of, right on track with you. So today I want to talk about when the ground shifts. I lived in California in the 70s and went through a major earthquake. And it's an incredible feeling to have the ground move beneath your feet, because that's one place you think you're safe. You hold on the ground that you're safe. So last week we talked about that we needed to name our emotions so that we knew what to do with them. If we could really name what we're feeling, then we can make better choices. And as we're going through all of our regular emotions, we know that we have some kind of things that we rely on to be our grounding force, like the ground that's not shifting. When life does change, when the ground shifts, what is it that we do rely on to keep us up on our feet? When everything that we've counted on changes, or breaks, or disappears, or does something totally unexpected, What is it that keeps us going? What is it that gives us our strength? This is when we find out what it is that we're standing on, when our life has these unexpected, unscripted changes. Even the welcomed ones can throw us for the loop, as well as those we'd prefer not to have going on. So up here today I have a little throw rug. And if I was standing on this and somebody quite strong came to the other side and they pulled the rug, I would probably lose my balance, but as I went off the rug, I'd be on solid ground again. Right? We have a lot of throw rugs in our life. We have our careers, throw rug for us. How about titles that we might have? Even if it's grandma, grandpa, brother, sister, we have our titles. Bank accounts, that's kind of a throw rug. You like to look at the bank account and see you got something in there. Gives you a little sense of security. Relationships, that's a big one for us, a big structure within our lives. And even routine expectations. You expect spring to come at a certain time of year. You expect the light to change after a minute or two. Just really basic things that we expect. These are great, but they're not our foundations. Those are all throw rugs on our life, whatever is our foundation. When they shift, it makes us feel unstable. When I was in my 40s, the company I worked for closed. My plan was, I was vice president, and I was due to become president when the owner decided he was going to retire. The company closed. That was not in my plans. All of a sudden, I remember going home, and one day I just sat on the front porch and sewed by hand this little stuffed animal all day, just sitting in the sun. I didn't know what else to do. Everything had changed. That was not the plan. It happens to all of us. All of us here have had those kind of changes that just totally throw you for a loop. Well, it's not that life fails us. We just get confused when we think that rug was actually the floor, that little condition that we thought was our structure, our foundation, was actually what supported us in our life. The floor represents spirit. Everything else is just a rug. Everything else is just a rug. We always have that floor of spirit beneath us. When the shifts happen, when the ground shakes or opens up, when we have those earthquakes in our life, it's real important to distinguish between all the different parts of what we're feeling. Like sometimes it's so big when we get it, you can't break it down. It's just, you come up with one word, it's awful. Or I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. I just want to sit on the front porch in the sun and hand sew over and over that same stitch. This I can do, I can control. We go to something that we can have control over in that. You might think you're upset, but really, what is it that you're feeling? Are you disappointed? Are you confused? Are you grieving? Are you disillusioned? All these different things can be going on. And the sooner that we can get, well, it's not a time thing, but when we get to the point of actually naming what's going on, then we have the opportunity to really heal ourselves and bring ourselves through. Transition does create a chance to struggle with our feelings, to really sort out are we feeling broken? Or are we feeling grief? Is it grief over what we've lost? Are we feeling weak? Or maybe we're just uncertain. Do we feel like we're failing? Or do we feel like we're being forced to adapt? Subtle differences, but it makes such an important difference when we decide what we're going to do, what our next step is in life. There was a woman who had this great group of friends, and they did a lot of things together. And she noticed she started getting irritated with them. And pretty soon she just kind of ignored their phone calls, and she stopped going to their group meetings, and she was just finding that all these little things wrong with these people that she really liked, and she said to herself, geez, I guess I'm just outgrowing these friends, right? Just must be outgrowing them. And she was at her therapist one day, and she's telling her therapist about her life, and her youngest kid had just left for college. Her father had died 6 months ago, and she had just retired from her job of 30 years. And the therapist said to her, are you sure you're angry with your friends? You see, because she was acknowledging what she was feeling, our emotions need to come up, and they come up in ways. They will find a way out. It's like how water will find a leak into your house, for the weakest point. So what was unsettling for her. She wasn't dealing with the grief. She wasn't dealing with the loss. She wasn't dealing with the change and all the things that came with it. So it was coming out as being irritated with the very people that supported and loved her. She says she got it. In that moment she got it. She says, oh, I think I'm grieving. I think I'm grieving. So instead of distancing from friends, she opened herself up to that compassion and support that we get from those that we love and really loves us. So the circumstances don't change, but it was just the name of what she called what was going on, becoming aware of what her feelings really were. Jesus told a great story about two people that built a house. It's not the three little pigs. He says, anyone who hears these words of mine and acts on them will be like a wise man who built his house on rock. The rain fell, the floods came, the winds blew and beat on that house, but it did not fall because it had been founded on rock. A foolish man who built his house on sand, the rain came down, the streams rose, the winds blew and beat against the house, and it fell with a great crash. Makes sense, right? So if we take that and apply that metaphysically to our life, what have we built on? What is the foundation for our house? And just because we're spiritual, because we have a faith, we don't get exemptions. I know when I finished ministerial school, I was really irked to really discover this. At the time, we had residential school, and it took quite a bit to get into ministerial school. You had to jump through some hoops and interviews, yada, yada, move away from all that you knew to go to the school. And you're there for 2 years and going through all kinds of changes. And we were out of school about a month, and one of our classmates got diagnosed with cancer, incurable cancer. And I thought, well, that's not fair. I mean, that is so unfair. She just gave up everything to come here. She's been so dedicated, done everything she needed to do, and she was one of the younger ones in our class. I mean, and actually she ended up dying on September 11th, and she always liked to do retreats, and we figured she was up there holding retreats for all the souls crossing over on 9/11. But knowing that just because we're spiritual, we don't get exemptions, that things are going to happen, we're going to have storms. The difference we have is what is our foundation, what is beneath the house that we live, that house being our consciousness, what is beneath our thoughts? What is our belief system? What is it built on? When circumstances change, what is our rock? What is our touch point? What is it that allows us to stay sane and to build again? What is it that allows us to get into the car and drive again, to go to another place? Who am I when the title disappears, when the relationships disappear, when the job disappears, when the future looks different than that very thing I was so certain of? Who am I? Question we can all ask ourselves. These are about integrity questions. Who are we really? And integrity is one of our core values. We talked about that a couple months ago. Integrity is our wholeness, about being whole. It's not just being honest. It's about acknowledging all parts of ourselves into the wholeness, that no matter what the outer circumstances are, we're the same person. We show up the same way. When I used to be in sales, I often felt at the end of the day that as I went to different companies, I put in different hats. Like I'd go to the Pillsbury company, and I felt, okay, I'm in the food industry, and then I'd go over to Universal Studios, and so I'm in the entertainment industry, and then I'd go over to Wells Fargo Guard Service, and you kind of change with each one. But in life, we really want to be the same wherever we show up. I mean, basically, I'm the same person, but I would kind of switch my focus. So being in integrity is allowing ourselves to be the same no matter what the outer circumstances, no matter how they change. One summer, my son worked as a bridge inspector in New York, and when you inspect the bridge, you're looking for integrity, meaning that it will hold up no matter what the conditions are. It's kind of the same way with us. We didn't have a building inspector that could tell us if our character was in integrity, that it would hold up no matter what was going through. It might get stressed, it might get bent, it might get pushed, but it's not going to break. This is who we are. When we are in integrity with ourselves, it says, I acknowledge the change. I feel the emotion. I adapt to the circumstances. I do not forget who I am. That's all outer. In here, it does not change. And one of the things that really shows up when you have those kind of changes is finding that difference between belonging and between fitting in. Fitting in is where we change things to be accepted. Belonging means we know we're accepted as we are. We don't have to change a thing, you know. Isn't that a wonderful feeling when you can just show up? You don't have to worry about, oh, let me see, who's going to be there? What do I need to wear? You know, are they going to talk about me after? Somebody's coming to your house. Is it clean enough? Or I turn the lights down low, close the blinds, only entertain in the evening when the sun's not out. Doesn't show the dust as much. Well, we go through those things, right? Oh, maybe I'm the only one. You guys are probably all good with it, whoever comes to your house. When we have those life shifts, boy, is that an expose on where we've been fitting in, where we've been changing things, right? Just to fit in, to feel like we belong, playing a role, making appearances. And when life changes, when you have those shifts, I kind of visualize it like all of a sudden it's like a demand on electricity resources. You know, there's priorities. And to get through the priority of the change in your life, all of your energy has to go to that. You no longer have energy to waste on coming up with a facade so that you can fit in. You just want to be authentic. This is who I am, take it or leave it. I mean, this is who I am. Blessing in disguise, right? Spirit says to us, you are the same divine being you've always been. Because when we belong, it doesn't depend on performance, it doesn't depend on titles. Belonging is knowing that our worth is never about anything outside of ourselves. It's the very fact that we are alive and that we are authentic, that we are here. I came across a new term. I'm collecting new words this month. The International YOU, Youth of Unity, is having a conference in June down at Unity Village. And the title of their conference is Sonder with Love. Now, I'd never heard of the word sonder before. And what sonder means is realization that every person we meet is living a life as complex, vivid, and meaningful as our own. And the teens come up with their own theme. Isn't that a wonderful thing to look at each other and say, oh, yeah, I get it. You're going through a bunch of stuff just like me. And it's okay. And boy, if you've never been to a YOU conference, Greg can tell you. He's been to a few. Greg Edwards over there. They will just break your heart open so wide because there's just so much love and acceptance and belonging. You just can't imagine it unless you've been there, can you, Greg? Yeah. But knowing that all of us have shifting ground. For some of us, that shifting ground has been recent. For some of us, it might be something we've gone through quietly. For others, it might be something we went through publicly. But we've all had that shifting ground. We've all had that experience. So at any time in your life, whether it's Sunday morning at church or you're out in a store, that person smiling might actually be in grief. That person that just seems so confident inside might really be feeling very uncertain about life, what's going on. And this person that just seems so settled and has it together might be at the beginning of totally rebuilding their life because everything has gone in the dumper. We just never know. But when we understand this concept of sonder, that we're all having these complex, amazing, and unpredictable lives, boy, we feel a little gentler towards each other. A little less judgmental, maybe a little more compassionate to each other. Yeah, no, we're all kind of carrying whatever it is we're going through, that we're navigating in a foggy terrain where we don't see the end of the road. There's a wonderful story about this woman who was out hiking in the woods, and it was after a big storm. And as she's walking through the woods, there's a lot of branches and trees down, and all of a sudden, she can't see the trail, and she sees a park ranger, and she goes, I can't find the trail. The storm just took it away. And he goes, no, you're looking for the trail that used to be here. There's still a trail, it just goes a different way now. How many times in our life have we spent time looking for that trail, that path that we've always taken, the way we've done things, who we know, what we depend on outside of ourselves, and something happens that it's just not there anymore. It is there, it just goes a different way. It just goes a different way. That idea of relationship, the idea of identity, of certainty, it just looks different. And that's okay. We always have a journey that continues. The path will look different from time to time. And we will find our way one step at a time. Just like Cynthia, that she's going to grow just one step at a time. That was a great birthday card she got this morning. If you think about it, have you ever learned anything because you did it right the first time? Is anybody? I mean, I'm reminded of this so painfully every couple of decades when I go bowling. And I walk up, get the ball, I walk up the ball, and I have it down the 5 steps, I throw it down and get a strike or get 9. And then the next time I do it, it's gone. It goes in the gutter. But I'm not thinking, there's a natural thing. I didn't learn a thing by doing it right. The next time when I throw it in the gutter, then somebody will say, you're turning your wrist, or you're doing this or that. People can see what's wrong to help you grow so you become conscious of how to do it right. So we never learn it if we do it right the first time. It's kind of an unconscious act. But boy, it feels awkward when we're learning something new. It feels awkward during times of transformation and growth. A couple weeks ago when I was at Unity Kitchener for their 50th, the man who taught me how to do PowerPoint was there. And this is back in maybe 2002. And I remember Jim going through it with me, thought I had it. Next day I called him and said, Jim, could you do it again? I was so afraid of the PowerPoint that I did the service with a couple things on PowerPoint and then went back to the overhead projector with the acetates and the light. Do you remember those things? And I said to him, Jim, I don't know what I was afraid of. I have absolutely no, but it felt terrible at the time. I was just so nervous, and I can't even remember the fear. We all go through those things to one degree or another. If you talk to a caterpillar about what's going to happen to them, tell them they're going to build this cocoon and allow themselves to become totally liquid and emerge something different, they're not going to think it's a cool idea. Now, if you talk to the butterfly said, that's the best thing that ever could happen to me, right? But, just that idea of transformation it can be scary and really taxing. But if we understand that when the ground shifts and we're yelling, get me back to normal. Remember post-COVID, we all wanted things to go back normal? It's never going to go back. It's going to go to a new normal, right? Spirit is calling us to come forward, to move forward to something else. Michael Beckwith out in California has a great line. He goes, we are pushed by pain until we are pulled by a vision. We are pushed by pain until we're pulled by a vision. So we're going through growth and it's painful. The pain will not stop until we allow ourselves to be pulled by that vision, that Spirit calling us in that next thing, that next new path that is and now is revealing itself to us. Unity perspective on this, Eric Butterworth talks about, you do not overcome life by denying it. You overcome life by understanding it. Understanding it really means understanding ourselves too. And Charles Fillmore taught that man is not a material being living in a material world, but I love this phrase, he is a spiritual being expressed through a material experience. A spiritual being expressed through a material experience. So when the ground shifts, Unity asks, what is eternally true? What's not shifting? What's below that throw carpet? What we know it is that Christ consciousness within each of us, that there is that core of us that never changes, that is eternal. Whatever name you want to call it, the divine love, that flame that burns within you. This is the floor that remains even when the rug gets pulled. So when the ground shifts, reminding us that maybe it's not a fail or a fall for us, but maybe it's just that call to the next thing that is ours to do, that when circumstances change, when the unthinkable happens, doesn't mean that God has, quote, left us. Doesn't mean the world is out to get us or that we're all of a sudden alone. It's really an invitation, a soul invitation for us to trust a little bit more deeply. We pray best when we're humbled. We really do. That's our last resort. We finally resort to prayer because everything we've done has not got our heads straight about it. To really become more authentic into who we are and discover for ourselves, to have that internal experience of every changing season has an unchanging presence for us. So let us affirm together. I stand upon the solid foundation of spirit, centered amid change. My worth is not determined by circumstance. I honor my journey and the journey of others. I meet change with courage and curiosity. The Christ within me is steady and strong. I am grounded, I am guided, I am whole. And so it is. Amen. We're going to go into meditation with a little Sue Riley song, I Am Love. Thank you, Austin. I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you as we move into a time for meditation, allowing our bodies to relax into this moment, to be conscious of how graciously that we are supported, not only by the chair and by the floor, but by Mother Earth itself, asking nothing in return, just a solid presence dedicated to us. So take a few deep breaths and simply relax. We picture ourselves at the edge of a pathway, one that brings a smile to our face, for it's so familiar. We've taken it so many times before. As we start walking down the path, the terrain begins to shift. Vegetation changes. What was once so clear no longer is self-evident. And so we observe this changing landscape, which perhaps reminds us of a situation that is currently in our life or something fairly recent, where the path we have known is no longer visible, as slowly a new path appears to us, veering in a different direction, a change in elevation. And still we continue noticing what is changing, but also noticing what is not changing. And that which is not changing will have its own word for you. It may be that you sense the continuity and the substance of love itself as you. Or connections, the Christ within. Whatever that may be, knowing that that is your foundation, and that the path that is even now appearing, though different, is brilliant in its own right, even if it was not one that you would have chosen. And as we walk this path, let's bring to mind somebody in our life. It might be a friend or a family member. It might be somebody we only see when we go through the grocery store or drive-through. And we just take a moment to know that they too are on a complex path called life. And so we bless them. Through our hearts, we say to them, may you be guided. May you be supported. May you know that you are not alone. And then we take a moment to give that same blessing to ourselves, knowing that we are guided, that we are supported, and that we are not alone. And so as we allow this change to unfold within our life, we do so with a renewed assurance of that which does not change, that love which connects us all. We remember who we are, an expression of love. We stand on the solid foundation of spirit. We stand on that flooring of love. And we are grounded. We are guided. We are whole. There'll be another one later. Yeah, okay. Spiritual practice for the week. Just remember the compass always points north. So when something's happening, what's shifting and what is staying stable for you? What's changing? What's true? What is the rug you're standing on? But more important is, what is the floor beneath it? Well, the wind beneath my wings was Winalee. She's going to come back up and treat us to another beautiful musical piece.
Yes, I am. I'm on. There is no holding back. Power in this room right now. Rising up as a force of love, so high it can't come down. Every soul is a soul on fire, burning bright with the light of life. Here we are, open wide, there's no place we can hide. We sing out, we sing. Sing out, we sing. Spirit, move, our hands and feet. Spirit, move, everything. Spirit, move, in the space between. Spirit, move, like a river deep and wide, rolling out like a mighty fire. Love filling every heart and pouring out of us. Feel it breaking down the walls, building everybody up. It's taking over now, there's no way it can stop. So we sing out, we sing. Sing out, we sing. Spirit, move, our hands and feet. Spirit, move, everything. Spirit, move, in the space between. Spirit, sing out, we sing. Sing out, we sing. Sing out, we sing. Sing out, our hands and feet. Spirit, everything. Spirit, in the space between. Spirit, our hands and feet. Spirit, everything. Spirit, in the space between. Spirit, just had to do that. Let us create a sacred circle of generosity by acknowledging and sharing of the blessings we have received. Giving is not a debt we owe, but a seed we sow. You may place your love offering in the glass jar on the table. If you're using a credit card, or use the QR code on the screen to give your support through PayPal. Whether or not you are sharing a financial gift this week, we invite you to affirm a sacred exchange by placing a hand over your heart or using an affirmation token in the bowl on your table. We bless the gifts of our love and our treasure by affirming together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I praise, give thanks, and am glad. Our circle of generosity includes gratitude to every one of you who support Unity with your loving gifts. Our circle grows even larger as we share those gifts with others. As a tithing ministry, a portion of our tithes are shared with local charitable organizations that inspire and bless us. The first quarter we shared with the Urbandale Community Garden. And this quarter we're supporting the work of FTK for the Kids, who work to strengthen kids' self-esteem and confidence. Let us bless the work of For the Kids and also appreciate our own blessings by singing, I Give My Thanks. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Let us take a moment to deeply immerse ourselves in gratitude by collectively blessing the gifts just received. Given in love, received in love, we dedicate these gifts to do the will and the work of Holy Spirit, and so it is. Amen. Today, following the service, is a class in the Course in Miracles with Dan and Carol Maynard. They will be meeting, yay, the best. They will be meeting in the Upper Lodge. Each meeting is a complete lesson, so even if you haven't read the book, the class will be deeply meaningful. Please join. In just 3 days, on Wednesday, June 10th, we're having a field trip to Meyer Gardens in Grand Rapids to see the Chihuly art exhibit. Folks are meeting at the entrance to Meyer Gardens in Grand Rapids at 11 a.m. Contact Maggie Bishop for more information about this excursion. Fun. Because of the trip to Meyer Gardens, Super Suppers is meeting on Thursday this week. Join everyone at Taste of Thai in East Lansing near Coral Gables at 6 p.m. for this no-host meal. It's helpful to contact Maggie Bishop or the church office if you, Lisa Heston, church office if you're planning on attending to help reserve enough seats. This Friday is the monthly meeting of empowerment for a book study and a potluck lunch. This group meets in the activity room off the Great Hall. Saturday, June 27th is Lansing Pride event in Old Town, and Unity has a booth there. We could use a couple more people, as was expressed, to help with setup in the morning, as well as having people in our booth in the afternoon. If you'd like to help spread the word about Unity, consider being a part of the marketing team for this event. Book in for a couple hours or the whole afternoon. There's a sign-up sheet on the community table in the hallway, or connect with Stacy Ames to see how you may help. This Saturday, Luann is offering a training session on the Healing Heart Prayer technique offered following Sunday service. This is a wonderful technique for personal use with your friends and family. Everyone's welcome to learn this simple yet powerful method of sharing positive, healing energy with another person. That's at 11 a.m. in the Upper Lodge. Prayer practitioners are available following today's service to offer you an individual affirmative prayer or heart energy prayers. Just come in front of the lectern to meet with them. And we have our children back, so let's all now join together with I Choose Love. Thank you, love.